Imagine walking into your own company, but nobody knows who you are. That's exactly what happened when a billionaire CEO decided to go undercover in the business she built from the ground up. Pretty wild, right? You know, it's funny how success can sometimes create this invisible wall between leaders and their employees. Corner offices, executive meetings, and fancy titles can make us forget what it's like on the front lines. That's why this story is so fascinating. This CEO traded her designer suits for standard work uniforms, swapped her luxury car for public transport, and even changed her appearance. She wasn't there to catch people doing something wrong. She wanted to experience her company through the eyes of an everyday worker. What she discovered was eye-opening. She saw how company policies she'd approved actually played out in real life. She witnessed the daily challenges her employees faced that never made it to boardroom discussions. Some of these revelations were tough pills to swallow. She learned about the creative workarounds her staff had developed to deal with inefficient systems. She heard personal stories of workers struggling with schedules that looked perfect on paper, but were nightmare in reality. And most importantly, she experienced firsthand the impact of every small decision made at the top. The most powerful moment? When she sat in the break room, listening to her employees talk about their hopes, their struggles, and their ideas for making things better. Ideas that had never reached her desk because of all the layers between the front line and the executive suite. This experience completely transformed her approach to leadership. She realized that sometimes the best way to lead isn't from the top down, but from the ground up. After revealing her true identity, she implemented major changes based on what she'd learned. You know what's really beautiful about this story? It reminds us that no matter how successful we become, there's always something to learn from walking in someone else's shoes. Sometimes the best view of your company isn't from the penthouse office. It's from the ground floor. And hey, maybe we don't need to be billionaires to learn from this. Whether you're running a global corporation or managing a small team, there's always value in stepping out of your comfort zone and seeing things from a different perspective. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about the bottom line. It's about the people who make it all possible.